Hey, and welcome to my Socionics typing video. I'm Tom, I'm 19, I live in England, and recently my type's been called into question by a few people, including myself, and so I thought I'd make a video and see if you guys can help out. Two things. Firstly, I'm not really sure if my body language is going to be exactly the same as normal when I'm monologuing to a camera, but hopefully it should be fine. And secondly, it's kind of hard not to already thought about how I'm going to answer the questions, because I've tried to do this so many times that I know them all. The problem with the last video was actually that I got to a part where I didn't know, I did a question I hadn't done yet, and I was just umming and ahhing so much that the video ended up being over half an hour long, so don't complain. One, how did you get into typology? I got into typology about 6-7 months ago when one of my friends, we were talking, and she mentioned the Socionics Society we have here at UCL, and I decided, she told me I should go try it out, and so I did, and found it very interesting, kept going. Not much more to say than that. Instead of the second part of the question, I'm going to answer Ben's alternative question, because I think it's better. What are your thoughts on typology? Is that question that I'm answering. My thoughts on typology are that it's very interesting. It's a very interesting way of looking at people's personalities and how they work, and it can potentially be quite useful. For example, personally, I feel like Socionics has made me more more accepting of people's strengths and weaknesses, more aware of them, and it's also made me more accepting and appreciative of people's differences and how different people can think completely differently. However, I don't think it's everything. Certainly, I wouldn't use it as the basis of my interaction with other people, and I recently, I've been having some problems with it, where I find that it's so hard to know for sure what aspect of one person says what about them in terms of Socionics. It seems like it depends so much on the person, the context, the other things about the person that you're typing, and the person typing who's doing the typing themselves, and how it can be interpreted. So there's that. But hopefully you guys can help me restore my faith a little bit. Number 2, do you work/go to college? Yes, I study pharmacology at UCL. I've just finished my exams for my first year, and I'll be doing my second next year in September. In the meantime, I've also been doing some volunteering, tutoring GCSE kids in schools, revision for their final exams. How am I at college/work? Well, at college, I probably don't do as much work as I should, but I still do well. That might just be because first year's easier. I don't know. We'll see how it goes when next year starts. But I do enjoy the subject. I do definitely enjoy studying pharmacology. So I do put the work in that I need to do well. Just that at least this year it doesn't seem to have been as much work as I feel like I should have done. So I do the work when it gets down to it, but the rest of the time I'm not always that great about it. I'm especially not always good at making all the lectures. When I go out, I often won't make them lecture the morning afterwards, and that can mean I go a whole week without going to half of my lectures. It's not a habit I intend to keep up. It's not one I'm proud of, but I also want to keep going out. So we'll see what happens. When I'm tutoring, I'm trying to teach, be helpful, informative, explain things well, things like that. I don't really know. I always turn up on time, well, most of the time, and when I can turn up. Sometimes I have other things. What do you? I mean, it doesn't really prefer what stuff I do. Because GCSE is quite easy. And there's usually just going through past papers and stuff with kids. It doesn't really require much preparation outside of the tutoring sessions. But if it did, I would probably do it. What do I do? I just told you that. What did I do before this? I went to school. There's probably not much use in me going into detail about that, because most of you aren't even from the UK, I don't think. Yeah, that's about it. I've never had a paying job, in fact. What would I like to do? Do I enjoy what I'm doing? Oh, sorry. Yes, I do a lot. I really enjoy pharmacology. I find it very interesting. That's why I decided to do it. But I also, I mean, we've not done very much pharmacology this year, because in the first year you sort of build up the wide base of, biology, chemistry topics that you need to basically, properly do pharmacology, which is fair enough. And I kind of already knew most of the pharmacology that we did this year already from outside reading and stuff that I'd done before, because, I was interested in it. No, I really do enjoy it, and I look forward to continuing to do it. I'd hopefully, one of the things I'd like to do potentially is become a researcher. Go into research and hopefully develop drugs that improve people's lives. Do I like the tutoring? Yes, definitely. It's very energizing, actually, and I really enjoy the sharing, helping kids to learn. I feel like I'm doing something good. What would you like to do instead? It would be nice to have a paying job, but I'm not really very good at getting a job from past experience, and it would require, I don't really wouldn't like to have the routine that a paying job would require me to have. The volunteering, I have to be there on time and stuff, but it takes up a lot less time, less regular, slightly less regular than a paid job would be. I feel like that would get very monotonous. Maybe next year I'll do some paid tutoring, but other than that, I don't know what I could stand to do. Other things I'd like to do besides be a pharmacologist. Well, I suppose instead of studying pharmacology, I could enjoy studying lots of other things, because I find lots of things interesting, even things completely unrelated. But in the long term, I guess I'd quite like to be in a band again. I'm a musician. I play bass and write music. It'd be nice to be a rock star, but no, I'm also just very passionate about music. I love writing music. It's something I plan to keep doing, my entire life, as well as being, alongside or instead of being a scientist. Or besides that, I don't know, learn every language. I'd like to travel around the world, visit lots of different places, especially Eastern Europe. The other thing I'm passionate about besides music and science is people. I really like to meet and get to know people. I love to connect with new people, and so I'd really love to have a chance to connect with and meet and get to know and connect with people from all over the world, all different cultures, backgrounds, histories, things like that. Yeah. How are you at home? At home, well, I'm kind of messy, You can't see my room right now, but it's quite a mess. I'm not very good at keeping it tidy. I'm not very good at tidying it up. Sorry for messing with my hair. I'm not very good at most day-to-day household life things, to be honest. Especially ironing. In terms of like what I do when I'm at home, I'm usually either just relaxing, like reading, learning a language, or I'm playing games or watching something on the computer, or I'm talking to people as well, and or I'm sat in the kitchen with my flatmates talking to them. Either those things, or I'm wishing I was out doing something else, because I like to get out a lot and keep myself busy. How are you with friends? I can get very restless if I'm sat doing nothing at home for a long time. How are you with friends? Oh, sorry, I'm reading completely wrong questions. What are your hobbies? My hobbies, I kind of described some of them. Reading, learning languages. I'm currently learning Russian and Brazilian Portuguese. The reason I'm doing those two right now is because I know people that speak them and that I can speak them with and can help me learn. But I have kind of wanted to learn Russian for a while. For a start, I like Eastern European accents, but also because I find it very interesting. I find Russia a very interesting place. I also, I read a lot about things I'm interested in, or fiction books. I play video games, not as much as I used to. I don't find I can stay attached to it as long as I used to, and I like to be doing, I like to be doing things that ideally involve other people, or that I'm learning something from. I don't know. So most of the time now when I play games, it's when I'm playing games with friends that also play games that I'm playing with them. What else? I write music, play my bass when probably my favourite hobby is socialising. I like to go out, spend time with people, get to know people better. Sit in Costa with a friend. It's probably my favourite hobby. Either one of my close friends or one I don't know very well. Someone new that I'm getting to know better. What are my interests? Well, besides everything that I've already mentioned, I don't know, I'm interested in a lot of things. I'm one of those people who can find interest in everything. I feel like if I'm not interested in something in some level, then that's a failure on my part, usually more than it's a failure on the part of the thing or person to be interesting. But generally, I'm the sort of person who, my most used app on my phone besides messaging and social networks and stuff is Wikipedia, because I just think of things or see things or read about things, and I go and look them up. I like to learn. I don't know what else to say. 4. How are you with family? I'm not especially close to my family. No problems with them. We get along well, just I'm not especially emotionally close to them. We don't really share much of our personal lives. I'm kind of a little bit closer with my brother because as he's grown up, I realise we're very alike. But again, more about my friends really. But no, we get on well, especially with being at university. I don't see or speak to them especially often, but it's always nice when I do. I feel like I appreciate them more, in fact, for not living with them and not seeing them as often. How are you with your friends? I don't know, I try to be a good friend. That means different things to different people, though. I try to be caring, for people I'm close to, I try to be caring and supportive and things, there for them and things, but I can sometimes be unreliable, late to things a lot, or and because I like to keep myself busy, I'm not always there for people if they need me, or they just want to hang out and do things. And admittedly, there'll be times when I'll be having fun doing something, and I'm really bad at replying to text because I look and I think I'll reply later. Sometimes even it's about a serious thing, but if I'm doing something that I find interesting or fun, or that maybe I just have to pay attention to at the time, then I just tend to leave it for later. So I'm not always the best friend. Also sometimes, for example, at parties, I can often abandon my friends, and flit around between different people, talking to new ones, because that's what I'd like to do, which can annoy people sometimes. But I don't know, as for, if there are qualities of me as a friend specifically that people would, be friends with me for, I don't really know. You'd have to ask them. Maybe they think I'm funny or interesting or something. I don't know. I'm sorry I'm messing with my hair so much. I wasn't doing it in the other videos, just in this one it's not going right. Okay, how are you with relationships? That's a complicated one, and I don't really do the whole traditional romantic relationship thing, for reasons that I feel are beyond the scope of this video. You feel free to ask me personally, but it'd take too long to explain, and I don't really want a big discussion in the comments about it, because it'd just be a hassle. In a word, inconsistent, but it's how I would say I'm in relationships. Yeah, I'll leave it there. What are you good at in life? I'm good at science, I'm pretty good at music, I'm pretty good at languages, maths, talking to people, making conversation, things like that. What other things I like to be good at? No, I don't know. I can't see anything around the room that inspires me with my own qualities, so I'll just move on. What am I bad at in life? I'm bad at general day-to-day life stuff. I'm bad at sports. I'm bad at organising myself, being on time for things. I'm not very good at, bad at, I'm stuck. What brings admiration and criticism from others? What brings from others? People like that I'm, funny. They think I'm charming. Some people think I'm cool. Some people think I look like Julian Casablancas. People think I'm intelligent, talented with things. some people admire my social all over the placeness. Conversely, conversely, some people criticise my social all over the placeness. My own being disorganised, unreliable. Sometimes I can be annoying when I get stressed out about stuff. I tend to take it out on people around me, and more the people around me that I'm close to, because they're the ones I feel, I actually express it to. I could also be quite indecisive sometimes, especially more over insignificant things, like what to eat. I really struggle deciding what I want to eat sometimes, a lot of the time. What brings out emotion/criticism from yourself? I like my intelligence, but I feel like can be innovative. I like that I'm funny and allegedly interesting. That criticism, the organisation, sometimes I often feel like I don't do enough. In reality, I probably do a fair bit, but I often feel like I just don't do enough things, even when I'm literally don't have time to do all the things that people that I have down to do, like the big, like I have to be in two places at once, all the things like that. Even when I don't stay at home for more than 10 minutes for 3 days and stuff, except to sleep and stuff, I still feel like I don't do enough. Because I like to be doing lots of things all the time. I like to I get bored of not doing things. I'll feel like I'm not meeting. Doing things especially can mean like not meeting enough and getting to know enough new people. I guess I kind of always like to be doing that. So if I'm not, I can get annoyed at myself for it. Describe your ideal place/setting/world. Well, the place that's different. Atmosphere and surroundings. It would be nice, lots of parks, but the city, because they're interesting and busy. But it would be clean and have lots of green in it, and be powered by renewable energy. I really like London, actually, with its sort of really inconsistent architecture. You have really jarring transitions between very old and very modern, sometimes within one building, and I really like that about the place. No two streets are the same. The inhabitants of my ideal place would be nice to each other. They would let people be what the person they wanted to be. They would be interesting, but I already think people are pretty interesting. The vast majority of them. Don't know. The conversations that would be about interesting stuff. The philosophy would be nice, be interesting, and do something interesting. I don't know. And there would be lots of cats and lots of coffee, and I don't know. So, describe a bad place, a situation where you feel hopeless and very insecure. What would cause these insecurities? This is going to get really long. so the opposite of the place I just said. Hopefully there's enough to go by already. I'll try and think about it, and you can ask in the comments if you want something else. But I'm done. Goodbye. Thank you.